Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, February 7th, 2021. So this will have covered the week of January 31st through February 6th of 2021. So this was another very productive week, mostly thanks to another Platinum Dumpster Dive session on Friday, including a few games that we have done before, and a lot of these games aren't super interesting because they're not exactly, anywhere near what you'd call good games in any way, but it was a good session nonetheless. So, first game I finished off this week was Ice Age, Scrat's Nutty Adventure. So this is a collectathon platformer set in the Ice Age universe. The game's not very good. I mean, I wasn't expecting much, but this is a pretty weak kids type of game because for being a kids game, the controls and stuff really just do not work like they're supposed to. Sometimes, same with the camera, it can be really screwy if you get bumped up against something. The combat's super easy, the combat's nothing to worry about, but just some of the controls and gameplay and the camera. It's also very buggy at times, sometimes if you do a slam attack, you'll just fall straight through the floor. So yeah, for the Platinum Trophy, you're going to get everything through here by simply completing the game. The game has a small hub world, and then it has 4 branches off of that you have to go down, each of which has 4 levels, so there's 16 total levels plus a hub world. You have to collect a total of 5,000 shards, which is also going to unlock all the additional health chunks. You'll get that at the same time you get the 5,000. So that's not very difficult. You'll get that probably around the 3rd area that you go into, so the 3rd, branching path. You have to collect all of the tablet pieces. There are a total of 80 of them. There are 4 in every level plus 16 in the hub world. Some of the collectibles in this game can be pretty, out there and hard to find without a guide. Some of them can definitely be pretty well hidden, a lot better than you would expect for a kid's game. Sometimes I feel like they just threw random paths up, off of the main one, and that are really just kind of weird to get to and pretty well hidden, and just threw stuff there just to see what would happen. I honestly think that's how they came up with some of these collectible locations and such. You also have to collect all of the statues. There are 20 of these total. There's 1 in each level plus 4 in the hub world. Again, though, if you follow a guide, you shouldn't have any problems with this. You can just follow Bad Driver's Guide. One annoying thing about this game, though, is that you actually can't get most of the collectibles until you have beaten, I think it's the 3rd area, and get all of your abilities. So once you've beaten 12 levels, you'll have all the abilities you need to go back and get the other collectibles. But you're basically going to have to do 2 playthroughs because of that, which is really annoying, even though your second run through is going to be faster because you won't be fighting enemies, you'll just be fighting collectibles. You have to kill all enemies in a section without dying. This one is easy with the exception of the fact that the only way you're ever going to die is if you fall off of something, which can happen fairly easily because of the bad controls and the bugginess of the game. So be a little bit careful about this one, but you should be able to get it pretty early on if you're careful. Smash a total of 500 shard crates. I didn't get this till the 4th area, so that one took a while longer. You're supposed to do this actually as part of the story in the 3rd area. You don't technically have to sneak, but just sneak at least once, and then you can just run past later ones. The Guanlongs are little dinosaur type creatures, and you just basically have to alert them, so get near them and let them hear you, and they'll probably kill you in the process, but it's an easy trophy once they see you. Spin kick any flying insect, that's very easy. Jump into any water where there's a piranha and let the piranha eat you, that's very easy. Hit a flying enemy with a rock, that's very easy, that's your L2R2 attack. Carry power cores a total of 100 meters, that's unmissable, same with the telekinesis trophy. Getting rescued by the Scratazons, I think this happens automatically if you drown in the water and they rescue you. I think that's what happens. For this one, you just have to touch some lava, so jump into some lava in one of the later levels and jump back onto a platform because you get to bounce off the lava twice before you die, so pretty easy. Then complete any level without dying, same as that previous trophy, or earlier trophy, I mean. Sliding on ice, completing a dig pile are both unmissable story-related trophies that you're going to get fairly early on. And then you have to throw and hit 3 enemies with the rocks in 10 seconds. You're going to want to do this against the ground enemies because they don't move around as much. plenty of options for this. Just try to knock it out, I guess, as soon as you get the chance to, just to, get it out of the way. So yeah, fairly quick and easy platinum trophy overall. It's like a 2.5 out of 10, and it takes about 8 hours, I would say. Just not a very good game. Would probably avoid playing this one if I was you guys. Next up, Syrup in the Ultimate Sweet. This is the North American PS Vita version. I did the North American PS4 version a while back. I did it on a stream, so this was the Vita version. This is a very easy platinum trophy. It's a visual novel game. All you have to do is get the game's 10 different endings, which is very easy if you follow a guide. So there's 5 good ends and 5 bad endings. So it's very, very easy overall if you just follow a guide. I will say, though, that the Vita version functions very badly. It is very just laggy. It takes a lot longer to get through the dialogue. So that's why it took 22 minutes, and I really could not have done this any faster, maybe like a minute faster. But if you're doing the Vita version, it's going to take quite a bit longer, so just be prepared for the game to be really sort of slow and laggy. But overall, just get the 10 different endings, and you will have the Platinum Trophy. This is a very, very easy one, so nothing to worry about there. Next up, this was actually where we start our Platinum Dumpster Dive stream. So we did 2 stacks of the Sheep P, the North American PS4 and PS5 versions. This is identical to the Pig D. This is not a game. I will say that once again, this is not a game. But I will admit, at least they tried to make a couple of minor improvements to this game. They made it so that there's a tiny bit of a story, like 3 dialogue boxes worth of a story, and the clouds move in the background, so technically they made an improvement, even though it barely qualifies. So for this Platinum Trophy, all you have to do is collect a total of 9,500 wool, and every other trophy will come along the way. So this Platinum Trophy took me about 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, so this is super, super easy because all you have to do is hold down the X and or the R1 button and hold it down for about 3 to 4 minutes and you will have your Platinum Trophy. That is all you have to do. No difficulty, no nothing, no guide needed. It's just, it doesn't qualify as a game in my opinion, and I wish that Sony would put out a little bit of quality control. But, people will say, if you are going to complain about it, then don't buy the games. And I fully agree with that. The only problem is, to be a high-level trophy hunter these days, like a high-ranking trophy hunter on like the PSN Profiles leaderboards, you really don't have a choice but to play these quick, easy, crappy, garbage games for Platinums. Sadly, it kind of sucks that's where trophy hunting's gone to because, I remember a time when the fastest, easiest Platinums were 3 hours and actually required a little bit of skill and effort, like even, Megamind and Toy Story Mania and Hannah Montana. Those games were all extremely easy overall, but they took some time and they required a little bit of effort. And they were actual games, unlike this. So, I just remember the good old days of trophy hunting. But the PS5 list is identical. Just hold down the X and or R1 buttons for 3 to 4 minutes and you get a free Platinum Trophy. Nothing else to say about that. We can move on. It's the same as the Pig D, and it seems like they're already working all the way through the alphabet because I think there's a third one now. Next up, Quick Maths. This is the North American PS5 version. This is, of course, a very, very quick and easy Platinum Trophy. I did it a lot faster this time because I actually knew what I was doing. So for the Platinum Trophy, the fastest way to do it is to skip 50 examples from each of the 4 categories, plus, minus, multiplication, and kids. So just skip a total of 50 examples in each category. That will also get you this trophy. You skip with the R1 button. You have to solve any one equation correctly. That's very easy. Just do that for your very first equation. Another trophy you'll get from skipping. Then you have to plug in 3 different specific numbers. It doesn't matter if they're the actual solutions to the problem. You just have to plug them in as the answer. The numbers being 13, 69, and 42. So just plug those in on like the second equation once you've solved one, and then you can just go on to skipping. And then you get a couple more skipping trophies down here. So very, very quick and easy Platinum Trophy. Takes 1 to 2 minutes. But again, at least this is actually a game. It's meant to be a children's math game, so to teach them math. It's obviously invented for trophy hunters specifically. But, at least this actually qualifies as being a game and could theoretically, if you have kids or something, you can make them play this and earn you the platinum trophy legitimately. I mean, you can honestly do that, so yeah, that's kind of funny, actually. Next up, I did the North American PS4 and North American PS5 versions of Magi Trials. I wasn't expecting this one to get to the point of having, like, nudity or whatever it had in it, or close to nudity. So, thankfully, the stream didn't get, like, taken down or anything, or even ad limited, so that's good. But to get the Platinum Trophy, it takes about... This version took me about 6 to 7 minutes. Basically, what you have to do is you have to get all the different endings in the game, of which there are 8 of them. So you're going to get 8 trophies. I think they're all golds for getting the game's different endings. And then you have 3 more gold trophies for making specific decisions. So for this platinum, as long as you follow a guide, you're going to be good to go. There are a few dialogue choices you have to make, and there are a few times where you're going to have to make a backup save if you want to speed up the process. Technically, you don't have to do those, but if you want to speed up the process and get the platinum trophy as quickly as possible, there's a few points where you're going to want to make backup saves. But yeah, for the most part, it's just get the 8 different endings, and then just get a few different miscellaneous trophies along the way, which I believe this is actually like the first trophy you get on like the very first dialogue option in the game, so you can get that one very, very quickly. Then the other 2 were just more random miscellaneous. So I'm not entirely sure what happened in this game because, of course, being a visual novel game, you can skip all of the dialogue, you can fast forward through it. This one, I don't mind the fact that I skipped through because I honestly don't think there was much of a story or game here, honestly. Like, I don't really know what this thing was supposed to be, but it was just kind of really weird. So I don't necessarily mind the fact that I skipped through this one because it probably saved me some like mental scarring by not actually reading and watching the whole thing that heavily. The other version though, this is the PS5 version. This one took me about 5 to 6 minutes. And I'm sure you could do it a little bit faster if you already knew exactly what to do without having a guide up. But the trophies are identical, just, complete the game's 8 different endings and do a few miscellaneous trophies, and you will get 11 golds and a platinum in, less than 10 minutes. Super quick and easy platinum. Next up for platinums, we got the Ketchup Story, the North American PS5 and North American PS4 version. So I did these actually in a different order, okay. So this is made by the same people that made the Christmas Story, so the one where you just cut down trees and make toys. So for this game, it's, again, very easy, very quick platinum, and barely qualifies as a game. So you have to reach a total of 16,000 coins, and you have to sell one of each kind of item. So basically, you mash the X button to grow tomatoes, then you take them over to the factory where they can be turned into various types of tomato products based on ketchup. I mean, they're all ketchup. I don't really know what else I was going at with that. So the sachet is the first thing you get. That's the default thing you can sell. Then you have to upgrade the tomato factory 3 times in order to get the ketchup sprinkler, which, I mean, that looks like a bottle to me, but there's a different one for bottles, so yeah. And apparently people out there eat ketchup out of a bucket, which I've never heard of, and probably wouldn't be very sanitary during COVID and all, but, you do you. I'm not going to judge. You do you. You're not hurting anyone with it, presumably, so you do you. Now, I will say, though, for the PS4 version, and this is going to be the same thing with the PS5 version, this game actually does have 2 missable trophies, believe it or not. So you're going to see here 844, 837. So this one took me 7 minutes, whereas the other one took me like 4 to 5 minutes. So this game, believe it or not, technically has missable trophies, which is not something I ever would have expected in my entire life. So here's the thing, the sachets of ketchup are unmissable because you're going to have to sell at least some of them to ever be able to get enough coins to even do your first upgrade. So that's unmissable. And the ketchup bucket is unmissable because it's the final, I guess you could say, the final form of the ketchup factory. So that one's also unmissable. Here's the thing, though. I found out that technically both the sprinkler and the bottle are actually missable because if you go ahead and just, if you were to save up your 16,000 coins and then immediately purchase all 3 upgrades at once, which you could do if you had 16,000 coins, it will actually basically skip the sprinkler and the bottle, and if you don't produce at least one of each, then you will actually not be able to get the trophy, and there's no way to restart your game. So if this happens, you actually have to go into your PS5 or PS4 and delete your save file and possibly even delete the game and re-download it. So yeah, never in my life would I have expected that to be an issue, but that actually happened on stream. I mean, it's pretty typical that something goes wrong when I stream, and also something went wrong on the stream because my computer, I had accidentally pulled the power cord out, so it actually died on me in the middle of the stream, which, I mean, we fixed it. It wasn't that big a deal, but it was just very unprofessional and kind of embarrassing, but also kind of hilarious because that happens a lot, or just stupid things like that happen a lot. So if you're doing the Ketchup Story or the Christmas one, the Santa's Workshop one, whatever it's called, make absolutely sure that you only purchase one upgrade at a time and make at least one of every item so that you don't worry about missing a trophy and adding more time to your platinum. Because like I said, this one took 7 to 8 minutes versus the PS5 version took 3 minutes. So you can definitely do it in 3 minutes if you know what you're doing and don't miss a trophy. So just a word to the wise for those of you out there that want to play these games. It actually has a missable trophy, which again was a massive surprise to me, but hey, you know, it's a new experience, something I can say that I never would have guessed to happen. And finally, Ghost of Tsushima. We're actually at 45% on the base game, which is pretty good. I still haven't touched any of the DLC, but actually me and Ghost and a couple other people are going to be doing Legends mode sometime within the next couple of months, so we're going to be working on that together. Obviously, New Game Plus and Iki Island aren't an issue. We're not worried about those. So let's see. What trophies did I get this week? Let's see. I think that this one was this week for embracing my new identity. That is a story-related trophy and unmissable. This is also an unmissable story-related trophy that I earned a couple days ago. So let's see what we have here. So, I can, confront the Khan. That's an unmissable story-related trophy. Leave the past behind. That's an unmissable story-related trophy. So that's going to be your final trophy. Then we have all the ones related to the Tales. I'd already finished all of Yuna's Tales. So you have to finish all of the Tales in the game. There are quite a few of them. These are basically all the side missions in the game. But I'm making very good progress on this. There's not a ton of them left because I'm on the 3rd island, or the 3rd region of the game, and I've knocked out many of the side missions along the way, so I'm getting fairly close to being done. Like, I'm through maybe either 7 or 8 of the Archer Tales, and like 7 or 8 of pretty much all of them, Norio, everyone. Then we have, let's see, this one, I finally got this trophy done, 20 enemies with a counterattack after a perfect parry. This took a lot longer than I expected, but at least I finally got it done. Then, let's see, we have to successfully complete every duel. I don't have all of them revealed on the map yet, so that's going to take a little bit more time. Let's see, this one is just based on leveling up. This one will come naturally by the time I've finished everything else in the game. Let's see, fully upgrade your sword. I think I need one more upgrade. So, I mean, I've been trying to upgrade everything across the board. Like, I've been trying to upgrade both the bows and both the sword and the, like, mini sword and all the different armor pieces, just because I think it's more completionist to do that. The lighthouses, I've done 5 of them. The Shinto shrines, I've done maybe half of those. What's this trophy? The 10 hidden altars, apparently those don't show up on the map, so I'm going to need to look up a guide for those. Then what's this? The legendary thief, dress up as a legendary thief. That is the Sly Cooper Easter egg. I need to look up exactly how to do that. I'm not entirely sure. Play the Lament of the Storm at, I think it's at a friend's grave. So that one's something that, I might actually save that one for last. That would be an easy one to save for last. 20 records, I'm very close to being done with this one, but I did collect 20 Mongol artifacts. There's 50 total. I've just found them across the way. The Hot Springs, Haiku, Inari Shrines, and Bamboo Strikes. I'm probably like a little bit over halfway through all of this, so that's good. And then, let's see, haven't finished liberating areas yet, so those are all the remaining trophies. So yeah, I am making good progress on this game. Obviously, after that, I still got New Game Plus, and Iki Island, which are both going to probably be pretty fun. I might play some New Game Plus on the highest difficulty just to try it out, and I might also play some of New Game Plus on the easiest difficulty just to speed run through it. But I might get a little bit of practice on the highest difficulty so I can get myself a little more prepared for the Legends mode. Because I know that specifically the raid is going to be fairly brutal, and that leveling up the rank 20 is going to take quite a bit of time. So yeah, not really looking forward to this multiplayer stuff. I don't know how difficult this set is going to be down here because there's no guide for it at this point, at least not on PSN profiles. But yeah, that is going to be a major focus for this upcoming week. Oh, right, I have to do this a little bit differently on PS5 because it doesn't actually show your percentage completion on your current level unless I'm missing something here. So, with that, level 764, 22,449 total trophies, 585 platinums, 3,617 golds, 6,013 silvers, 12,234 bronzes. Plans for the upcoming week. Well, I'm of course going to continue to work on Ghost of Tsushima. I'm also going to be working a little bit on Vanguard this week because I'm actually going home for a couple of days because this is kind of bizarre, and this is just how bad all the supply stuff and the employee shortages are out here right now, is that I need to get a part of my car fixed, but literally I can't get it fixed anywhere around here until May. I am not even kidding. So I'm actually going to have to go home for a few days and get it fixed back home because they could get me in a lot earlier. And if it wasn't a critical part, it would be one thing, but I think it's presumably my airbag on the driver's side, which is kind of a critical part of the car. So yeah, I think you guys can probably understand why I want to get this fixed as quickly as possible, because I'd rather not risk having a faulty airbag. That seems like a recipe for a lot of disasters. So I'll be back either on Wednesday or Thursday, but I won't really be online much. The hotspots at home will work well enough to upload a couple of videos, mainly this one and like a platinum trophy video, maybe a couple of platinum trophy videos. I've also done a couple of cooking videos recently, so that'll be fun. Let's see, what else? So yeah, Vanguard and Ghosts I will definitely be playing this month. There's also, I think that we might be pushing Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City back until like March, because I think those guys are working on a couple of Assassin's Creed games, and then they're going to do Ghost of Tsushima on the PS4 version to knock out some stuff on that, at least some of them are, so it's going to be a little bit more time probably until we get started on Resident Evil, which might actually give me a chance to start on that Battlefield 1943 on PS3. If anyone can tell me how it is these days, I would love to know. I would love to get, any insider information on how tough of a platinum or 100% that's going to be these days. I don't mind it if it's grindy or not. That doesn't bother me as long as it's not particularly hard and I don't have to boost much of it. Then in March, I've currently got it set to The Division and Far Cry 6, but I've talked about The Division about 1 billion times now. As for Far Cry 6, there are 2 more, the second of the 3 crossover missions was released. It didn't get any trophies. It was the Rambo crossover. So there's still a Stranger Things crossover, which comes out in March. And for the actual trophy list, I don't think we're going to get one for that, but I do know that we already actually have one for, if I can find it down here, for this presumably final DLC of Collapse, so it's the final, Become the Villain DLC. Now, I don't know if they're going to add in a New Game Plus DLC. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they decided to. I think it could happen, but we'll have to see. So this DLC is going to be Escape Joseph's Mind with 25,000 points and have at least 8,000 penance, which is the currency, discover every location again, unlock all the weapons again, all the diary pages and chibis and visions again. So those are all identical to the previous DLCs, just with slightly different items. Same with escaping at mine level 5. So every trophy is identical with the exception of this one, which unfortunately looks like it's going to take a bit longer this time, because unlocking all the traits is going to be a lot more like fully upgrading all the weapons that we had to do in the first DLC with Voss. So this one's definitely going to take longer than the Pagan Min DLC, and it might even take a little bit longer than the Voss DLC because it takes a little while to fully upgrade everything. I don't think it's going to be particularly difficult. I'm sure it's not going to be all that difficult because the first 2 were really not that hard. but unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a grind, so that's highly unfortunate, but it's not that big a deal. I mean, it'll be every Far Cry game back to 100% with the exception of the PS5 version of Far Cry 6, which I'm not going to touch the PS5 version of Far Cry 6 until this one is done, because, I mean, I don't think you can auto-pop much or anything, but at least then if I, were to upload my character, I could at least carry over my high-level character, high-skilled character here that's got, everything, and it would make things like the Mastery Level 3 trophies easier to do a second time. So that's sort of my goal with that. I'm just waiting till all of DLC trophies and stuff are done, and then I can upload that save so I have it as a second thing for the Mastery level mostly, and then just, redo everything as needed, but speed run the game a little bit more, focus less on doing all the extra stuff that you don't need to do. So yeah, and then in April, probably going to go back to GTA 5. I probably need to because we know that GTA 5 for the PS5 is not that far off, so probably need to go ahead and start touching on the PS4 version. I mean, the servers aren't going to shut down. We got nothing to worry about with that. The servers ain't going anywhere, so I'm not worried about that at all. I'm just, wouldn't mind getting it out of the way sooner rather than later. Then in May will be the time to go back to Black Ops 3. June, The Division 2, and I might do Dead Island Riptide around that point, and then the rest of 2022 is just all my other games that I've talked about many times. So, yeah, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell if you haven't already. So for this week, you already know my trophy plans. As for other stuff that I want to do, be a few videos out there. I don't know if there's going to be a stream this week purely because me and my girlfriend are celebrating Valentine's Day over the weekend because it's a little bit easier for us to do it that way. Obviously, it gives us, more time to do whatever we want to do. So there might not be a stream this week, but that's the reason why. And also, not all future streams are going to be Platinum Dumpster Dives, by the way, because, that costs a little bit of money to buy all these games, sometimes multiple times, and I just don't want to be 100%, quick, easy Platinums that I always earn in, one night. I actually, speaking of that, though, I do need to go ahead and get started on Platinum number 600, actually. It's a PS3 game. It's about a 20-hour Platinum. It's not super long or difficult or anything, but I need to get started on that sooner rather than later just so I can start working toward it and make sure it's going to be done for number 600. So, that is going to be it, guys. Thank you for watching. There will be some more stuff up this week, just maybe not a stream. So, I will see you guys back here very soon.